I've been on a quest to build the ultimate GameCube, and it's taken a bit longer than expected. Back in spring of 2020, can you believe that was 5 years ago? Anyway, back then I connected with Rocker Gaming, an awesome console modder who hooked me up with and helped me find and purchase an assortment of mods and accessories for my GameCube. We're using this basic boy Indigo GameCube to start with. I know it's nothing special, but I had an Indigo GameCube and a black Game Boy player as a kid, which I lost in a flood in 2009, so I'm stoked to have this one back in the house. I didn't know this when I bought it, but this GameCube actually came with a Xeno mod chip, so I can play some home-burned game discs, which is awesome and will be useful later. First up, we swapped the controller port board with one that has LED lighting. Completely unnecessary and yet completely awesome. The lights cycle a lot on their own, or I can control them via Bluetooth and customize them how I wish. Wild. Next up, we have the SD Gecko for backing up my save games. This was before the MemCard Pro came out, but valuable regardless as a cheaper alternative. Once that was installed, I swapped the top jewel for a completely custom one with my Epos Box logo on it that Rocker made. This one really makes the GameCube feel custom, and I love it. From there, I actually swapped out the black Game Boy player with an Indigo one to match. I didn't even know these existed back in the day. I was originally set to leave it like this, but around the time I was finishing the mods here, we had some months delay due to some power draw issues I was experiencing with the mod chip and the LED mod at the same time, requiring me to tune voltage pots in my console a tiny bit. All around this time, the SD2SP2 came out. This teeny tiny little chip plugs into one of the unused expansion ports in the bottom of the GameCube and lets me load games via micro SD card. It requires booting into Swiss, a homebrew game manager for GameCube, in order to load those games, which made the already mod-chipped disk drive really handy here. Plus, it still works with the Game Boy player as it uses a different expansion port. Very cool stuff. I enjoyed all of this quite a bit for a few months. This was the original model with the digital video out still enabled, so I enjoyed it with my official component cables as well as the Insurrection Industry component cables and the Carby HDMI mod, along with the Eon GCHD mod. I have reviews of these up in a couple different places. I'll try to link them below. I found Insurrection's component cables to add additional noise to my signal that my official component cables did not. Though this could be related to that voltage tuning I did before. I'm not entirely sure, but the HDMI adapter works wonderfully. I split my time using the HDMI adapters with my TV in the house, with my family, and component cables with my RetroTink and the fancy setup in the studio here. All was great, at least until, again, something new came out. This time, the GC Loader mod. This is an optical disc emulator, or ODE, that replaces the GameCube's disk drive outright and replaces it with an SD card to run games without any additional mods required in terms of like running Swiss off a disc or anything like that. I grabbed the special housing from Laser Bear and was off to the races. While doing this upgrade, I went ahead and did a fan swap too, as my fan was a little louder than I wanted. You can get these neat fan upgrades with the 3D printed mounting kit ready to go pretty cheaply these days. I am 5 years late on this video. You see, I described all the modding we did here, but on top of the months of me troubleshooting the voltage issues in my downtime behind the scenes, I also had my first kid shortly after the initial set of modding was done, then bought and moved into my first house almost immediately after doing my second set of mods. Combine that with the fact that this gaming channel didn't even exist yet, so fun gaming projects weren't able to be top of the priority list for me. Look, I really don't have an excuse, okay? But I still wanted to use up this footage and show it off regardless. All right, is that fine? Huge shouts out to Rocker Gaming for helping me so much with the mods, selling me parts, and because he also built me this incredible modded GameCube controller. This thing has cool colors, custom paracord cable, my logo on the A button, and amazing LED effects that I can trigger manually or have them react to Smash Bros actions and characters both on GameCube and Switch. I'll have his video on this controller linked in the description if you want to learn more. It's awesome. I'm catching up on all this now, because in my recent Pokemon obsession, I decided I'm going to build the ultimate GameCube for my Pokemon needs. So a separate GameCube for Coliseum, XD, Pokemon Channel, and Pokemon Box. So I wanted to showcase where this GameCube is at now so you can see where the next one goes. We've got flippy drive and custom chassis and all sorts of stuff. Go check out my forums where we can discuss things like this, and you can support my work. Contributors get access to videos early, ad-free versions of my videos, and downloads of my videos, plus more. Demodisc.zone for that, and remember to be kind. Rewind.